Welcome back to the Unleashing. I'm your host, Jared Beeler. I wanted to do something different in this video, alright? I got some messages from you guys about going out and witnessing, alright? No excuses. When you get those chances, take them. These are the last minutes that we get to do this, alright? And take it serious. But there's something else that I wanted to go over, and that was speaking or hearing to God, alright? Or hearing from God. And I wanted to go over like a little course on how to do this, okay? I don't know when it happened, 3, 4, or 5 years ago, where people started going to Strong's Concordance thinking that that's hearing from God. And even though God works in different ways and stuff like that, what it creates is an environment where they're making God say what they want, which isn't how it works at all. Go by a certain stop sign, they look it up, Strong's Concordance. It says, God loves you no matter what, blah, 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 and they say, okay, good. So they go and fornicate the night before, and then they go drive by that stop sign, then they look it up whenever they're feeling down. Oh, God loves me just the way that I am, all right? And that's not how it works at all. God speaks to us through His Word and quietly in our spirit, okay? And I want to give you guys some instruction on how to do this so you have that. I know that a lot of you guys look to me in a way of maybe a place of unachievement that you can't get to, and it seems too much to grasp. It's like taking in a bunch of projects at once. You don't want to do that. What you want to do is one step at a time, right? And that's your goal. That's your own personal walk. But as you develop that, the idea is to wean yourself off of having to go to a teacher, and you can go straight to God, which is what I want for all of you, right? That's what I've been saying the whole time. Don't come to me, go to God, bring your questions to Him. But a lot of you haven't ever heard from God, and there's a lot of people you see in the comment that say they have, and they actually still haven't heard from God either, all right? And that happens all the time, all right? So I wanted to go over this, but I wanted to do it in a different way. So I called up my little brother, and I asked him if it'd be okay if I shared some of the stuff that he's heard from God. And I felt that, and he said it was okay. Feel free to share anything that helps everybody out, And the reason I'm doing this is because I feel like it'll help get more of a connection to you guys. If I say one thing, you say, "Oh, I can't do it myself." But if I say this is what my little brother went through, who loves God too, then that can lay upon you like, hey, maybe I can do this too. All right, and that's kind of the point. So I wanted to go over a little bit of instruction real fast and kind of help you guys along with this so you can all have that experience yourself, all right? And I'm going to tell you something really cool. When people come to me in prayer and stuff like that and everything like that, a lot of times new Christians will go to elders and things like that and ask for prayer, and you think that we're packing like so much more heat, so much more power, and what you don't realize is that anybody who's asked the Lord in their heart is choosing to follow and get on that path, of godly lifestyle and living for Him. You have that same opportunity and go straight to the Father and through Jesus Christ, and you can ask Him, and it's absolutely incredible. And because you're new, because you've put your faith in that, a lot of times with new Christians, Jesus or the Father, He'll come out and He'll answer you quicker on the spot than He will with me. Whereas me, He's working on something with faith, so it's going to take longer. He's bringing it out, bringing it to fruition, all this sort of stuff that's making me grow at the stage that I'm at. Whereas a new Christian, you don't know what to do exactly or anything like that, so He'll speak to you actually easier, answer your prayer faster, and say something to you that's even louder. The first time I ever heard from God, I was backing on the driveway, and it was audible, which doesn't always happen, okay? But He just called my name, Jared. It was just in time. I slammed on the brakes. 2 girls went behind my truck, and I would have slammed into him with my truck. And then from there, it wasn't audible. It progressively got a little bit lower and lower until He's speaking to my heart and stuff like that. But He'll speak verses out of the Bible sometimes, and it's exactly what you needed to hear, or it answers a question. And a lot of times He'll answer other things in other ways. But I wanted to share a couple of things that happened with my little brother, and maybe give you some guys encouragement that hey, you can do it too, okay? And that's the whole point. And but anyways, something like for a verse-wise, in 2016 April, when I was praying about Trump, all right, I told you guys before, He said, "Let the dead bury the dead," right on the spot in the middle of the prayer, and it caught me off guard. And of course, I didn't remember at the time what comes after that. So when I come in here to Luke 960, Jesus said unto him, let the dead bury the dead, but go thou and preach the kingdom of God, which is exactly what I was doing at the time. I was preaching to people, traveling around, moving to different places, which I'm still doing right now and finishing up. And that's what I was doing. And in the middle of that, I was praying, oh, maybe you can get it and make things better. God says, let the dead bury the dead, but doesn't finish it up. And when I go in and look, it's like, but continue to preach the gospel. Don't worry about that nonsense. So, that's the answer. And that's kind of how God will do it sometimes, where other times he will say other things. I have had set downs with him and stuff like that, that I've shared with you guys. And he did tell me a long time ago that he has a special purpose for me, that he was going to use me on, and different things like that. But I'm going to share a couple stories here with my little brother, and then I'll tell you guys what to do so that you can hear from God too, okay? All right, so my little brother's situation, I feel for him, and I hope he doesn't mind me saying this, but being around me, I have some stories, some legendary stories on different things like that. And my brother likes combat and kicking ass, and he was in the Army too. He was airborne infantry and the 82nd Airborne and stuff like that. He's been to combat and stuff like that, but he didn't have like the mass crusade that I had when I came back, with the death toll through the roof of terrorists and stuff like that. And a lot of times, being around me can be tough. I cast a big shadow, and sometimes it's hard to fill in that. And I know that my brothers struggle with that at times. And that's why it's always so cool when he tells me something and God's told him, because I'm like, good, that's what I want. I want him to have that encouragement. The same thing I want for you guys. So that, you continue to grow, realize, hey, he's not just talking to me. Things aren't just happening to me. It can happen to you too. Everybody has that individual relationship with God, and it's absolutely incredible. It's one of the greatest joys, and so many times people throw that whole opportunity away, and that's why I was like, hey, ask for confirmations to you guys. He's handing them out this year, and I heard some pretty good ones, from people. I heard some ones that people were forcing, but some of the other ones were really good, and I thought that was kind of cool, But you guys know about the arrowhead. I told you guys all about that, what happened and stuff like that, but my brother had another interesting situation where he was in prayer and stuff like that, and he was showing a gift in heaven, and I don't know if he was taken or whatever else, but he was given a glimpse of it for a few moments, and it was a sword, and he got to hold this sword in his hand in this glimpse, this vision that he had, and when he did, he said it's absolutely incredible. It was a gift that's going to happen in heaven, just one of the many different things and stuff like that. But this sword, it was intelligent, all right? And when he held it, he said that it felt like it was something that he knew how to use his entire life, but it was like been missing from his life, like having an arm missing, but all of a sudden having it back. It was intelligent. It could move on its own almost. It flowed, defied things that were just incredible, and it was extremely powerful, and he couldn't wait to wield it when he got to see this, And this gets into something that I haven't talked on. And actually, I've decided I made a commitment a while ago that I wouldn't talk on it. But the glorious combat that we're going to get into, you guys have no comprehension or idea. And I won't tell you. I made the deal that it's probably best not to, because it could cause arrogance like that, and it could destroy you guys. You start getting boastful ideas and stuff like that. But I've heard some pretty incredible stuff, and there is going to be combat, and I'm almost 100% guaranteed there's going to be dispatching as well when it comes to taking out the forces of evil, and when we ride back with God, and keeping places cleaned out, and taking care of bad guys and stuff like that. So there is weaponry, and there is combat that's going to happen. There's armor and all kinds of other absolutely incredible things, all right? But this is one of the things that my little brothers got to see. I've never seen any glimpses of heaven or any weaponry and stuff like that, and it's probably better that I don't, because I already know that it's there, and I don't. It'll make it even harder. It'll make time slow down. I already want to get up there as bad as it is, and it would make it tougher. But yeah, that's one of the things. And another thing that my brother had when he was in prayer and he was talking. This one was very recently, and he all of a sudden was taken to what looked like almost like a cobblestone village over a bay. It was looked like a small town. All the rocks were perfect. All the buildings were attached, but there was a tower and stuff like that. And it looked like it was calm and evening. The temperature felt nice, maybe cool. And he was looking at it, and he just felt this huge peace come over him. And he was realizing that he was getting to see a vision of his home in heaven. And this gets right into what I'm talking about. It's not going to be small. Some of the stuff that people have put in and things like that, these mansions are going to be they're going to look like small towns and stuff like that. Just absolutely incredible. And each one's custom built, there's no cookie cutter housing or anything like that. God is the power and the ability to make stuff that's absolutely incredible. And that's why it's so worth it, living for him, sacrificing for him, the things of the world, and giving up to stuff and living righteously, because it's just incredible. But he got to see that and spent a few moments there just looking at it. And he said it felt like absolutely pure peace overlooking this bay and stuff. And then he was brought back. And this one didn't happen too long ago. And I thought it was really cool when he shared that, I've never, like I say, got a glimpse of heaven or any of that stuff like that. But my little brother has. And I can't tell you guys how many times my little brother has come through with financial issues for me. It's not a joke when I say that I struggle with financial issues, and it's not because I can't work or anything like that. It's just because it's just one hardship, one struggle after another that I have to go through. And like you guys know, when I'm blasting up through the sky, I'm told you'll never have to worry about financial issues ever again, along with worthless jobs. And my brother's come through so many times, and he's helped me out with when I'm financially stuck and stuff like that, and it's really been great, And he has the means to do it, where I'm more of the talker, and I do that. But he's helped support me in my crusade to get out there and talk to people and stuff like that. So I mean, he's a source of the firepower that's really helped me out. But he's had some unique times talking to God, and have that comfort of getting to hear some things and see some things, and everybody's a little bit different. Like I say, my brother's got to see some stuff, and I've only got to hear. I've never got to envision it, except for when I was in the rapture vision itself, and that was the most incredible thing I've ever experienced in my entire life. So I want to kind of point that out and some encouragement, because you never know exactly what you're going to get. And each individual experience, somebody might get some visions or see some cool things, which will help encourage. Maybe you do see something in heaven, and it's exactly what somebody needs to hear to make them get inspired, So I wanted to share that and kind of give you guys a little bit of encouragement before I teach you how to do this. In a second here. I had to wait for that train to go by. Okay, so those are a couple experiences that my little brother's he's got to experience and stuff like that. And like I said, I wanted to share that, and I thought it would be cool and helpful, maybe give you guys some encouragement. But I want to go into an instruction on how to do this for your first time, okay? If you've never heard from God before, anything like that, all right? And if you're seeking Him, He will show up, all right? And first thing you want to do is you want to spend some time with Him, all right? You want to dedicate some time. So I'd recommend going into a 24-hour fast, okay? No joke. Do a water fast, all right? Don't eat anything for 24 hours, but this is how you're going to do it, okay? You're not going to tell anybody this. It can be tricky, because as soon as you stop eating, it's like all of a sudden everybody wants to know what you're doing, or they notice you where they haven't noticed before, right? Don't go around lying saying, oh, yeah, no, I already ate or anything like that. Just find ways to reword it and stuff like that and avoid it at all costs. But you're staying away from food for a while, okay? And you're just going to drink water and spend this time in prayer quietly. All right, wherever you go, quiet place, maybe you can't be there the whole time, but off and on, between work or whatever else you guys are doing, spend that time there. Read the Word. He might speak through the Bible, where a word will pop out or something like that, and come up with the things that you want to talk to Him about, what you want to ask Him about, a certain question, anything that you want that pertains to God, or where you find yourself at, purpose, whatever it is, maybe somebody or which direction you need to go right now, or anything like that, okay? And get real quiet, okay? And spend time with Him. And like I say, if you've never heard from him before, he's totally awesome. He will actually show up the first time, so you can get a glimpse of what it's like. He'll be even louder for your first times, or he'll speak something and it'll really stand out like, whoa, what was that? You're thinking, and your mind's just totally going into nothing, and then all of a sudden, boom, a huge phrase will come out, or a word, or something like that, and you're just like, wow, okay, this has nothing to do with Strong's Concordance or anything like that. This is actually hearing from God the traditional way, the real way, okay? And this is how you're going to do it, okay? But when you go into this fasting period, all right, for this 24 hours that you're going to try this in, all right, Get ready, because this is exactly what's going to happen. Your family members, maybe it's wife, husband, kids, uncles, or whatever else, you're going to get a call up. Hey, bro, I just want a free dinner at this place. It's your favorite steakhouse. I want to take you out to get something to eat. You're going to be like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. The timing couldn't be worse. Your wife's going to cook up some lobster tail or something like that. Or your family's going to be like, hey, we're making waffles with whipped cream and strawberries tonight. We know it's your favorite. It's not a coincidence, okay, that this is happening, all right? It always happens that way, all right? Your favorite thing that you want to eat, they're cooking up. And you're just like, are you kidding me right when I'm doing the fast? This isn't a coincidence. It's all part of it, okay? The reason why that's happening is you're getting tested by God. Are you going to break it, or are you going to hold fast? Do you really want to hear from me? Is it that important? And so he's throwing it out the offer, and you sacrifice those meals, okay, and you step around them with whatever technique you're going to use. Oh, I'm going out tonight. Sorry, I can't. All right? And you're not to be looking all down or gloomy or anything. You keep it a secret, all right? Keep it a secret. You're doing this selflessly, not boasting anybody else. It's a secret. Now, after you're done, then you can say what you were doing, but not before, all right? That's the trick. That's how I've always done it, all right? You keep it secret, you keep it selfless. You're not out there boasting, just like Jesus teaches, when you go to fast, don't make yourself look worse, make your face look good, let them not even know, let them think, hey, you're doing great, you're full and everything else, and really you're suffering on the inside, and God will see it, he'll honor it, and that's one of the ways you do it, okay? And you spend that time, and you just spend time with God, all right? And you just make yourself quiet. You put yourself off in a different place, and you just talk to Him about whatever's on your mind, whatever's on your heart. And you kind of share your feelings, and you wait, and you listen, and you just think about Him, and you read the Bible, pick out some verses and stuff like that, and just go through it. And I'm telling you, a lot of the time, He will just show up like that, and He will speak to you, and it is incredible, all right? And that's just one step, and then after a lot of times you'll have stories where, like, I've talked to him bunches of different times, and it's just life-changing information that you need and you can teach other people with and stuff like that. It's absolutely incredible. But this is just one step, and when you have that, you're going to realize, hey, I can do this too. I don't have to just listen to other people. I have that same relationship with God. He's given it to me, and I can talk to Him anytime that I want to, and that's the whole point. That's what I've been saying to you guys the whole time. And then any channels or me going down or anything disappearing, you don't have to worry about it. You already have that relationship. Then you don't know what to do. You have no direction. You're in a tight spot. You can go straight to God, like, God, you gotta tell me what to do. I literally I'm in the dark right here. And then you have that comfort of knowing, and you wait and you listen, in your spirit on what he tells you to do. And it's absolutely incredible, okay? But this is how I want you guys to try and do it. Do a water fast, and then pray, get quiet, and just, spend some time with God, and see what He says to you, okay? Because it's one of the most incredible things. And like I say, once you start getting this under your belt, this training, I don't know, we're running out of time anyways, but if you've always wanted to hear from God, and you haven't before, this is your opportunity to do it. And this is how I'd recommend that you do it, okay? This is how, when I first did it, I went in for a 24-hour fast. I didn't even make it 24 hours. I was on my way to work in 2013, and he had talked to me before, but I'd never done it through a fasting process, and I was at work, and I got right to the parking lot, and then poof, he just showed up right there. When I was listening to a song on the radio, it was kind of quiet, and right before he walked in, he talked to him, and he said, I haven't forgotten about you, and I still have big plans for you. And he's like, I'm going to use you. And this was before I started off on my quest or anything like that. I didn't know what he was talking about. I'm like, all right, God, I'm trusting you, but it just feels like, you're not doing anything with me here. And it's really comforting to hear from Him, but it's awesome. And you can do it too, and my brother's heard plenty of times from God now, and it's really cool. And so have other family members and things like that. But you can have that experience too, all right? And that's how you do it, and that's how you start. And then other times you might not be fasting, okay? Just spending time with Him reading, but now you know His voice, and you've had that happen, and He'll pop out, and you can hear it, and you can kind of distinguish it, okay? And you can test it, with the Bible and stuff like that. And if it is him, it's like a wellspring. That's what I say when he speaks on stuff. It's a wellspring, and once it gets tapped, it keeps coming out. The information he'll give you will keep filling into other things, and it's amazing. It's absolutely incredible. But I wanted to make this short little video and give you guys kind of some instruction on that, on how to hear from God. And I want you guys to give it a shot, okay? And the sooner the better, all right? Spend time with him and get to know him and have that relationship, because if this breaks down or goes into a few weeks where everything goes dark for a bit, you won't be able to hear from me, and you're it's gonna be just you and God, all right? And I want you to have that security that you know that you walk with him, and you can ask him questions and lean on him and everything like that as he takes you through the battle, okay? So hopefully this helps, and I just wanted to get that and share a couple little stories with you guys, all right? God bless. I'll catch you next time on the Alicia, and I'll see you in the air. Bye.